This is Eric Riker. I'm John Kilpatrick with Okolona Aikido in Louisville, Kentucky, USA. And we have a self-defense type orientation. And so there are 4 different attack situations that we practice with. And the first one of these, which is your standard Aikido kind of practice, is where we're spaced such as our weapons won't quite touch. And so then he attacks from there, and I come in and do the type of leading where he's attacking and I'm pulling him into me. And the fact that this is the standard way, the standard practice in Aikido, the one that you almost always do, it says to me that Wado Sensei or whoever came up with this practice was really emphasizing was the types of techniques where you're pulling the person into you. And then the second kind of practice that we do is where we're close to our partner. And in this situation, it's more like the way karate people fight, where I'm close enough that and I'm too close, but my foot just barely, just doesn't quite touch when I kick. So here, my partner's weapon, he has a knife, I don't want the knife to quite touch me. So I'm at that distance. And this situation for us comes up in freestyle, and it happens when you have karate people or taekwondo people in your class or something, and they stand there and wait for you and they don't attack you. They're going to attack you when you get close to them, and then you have to attack them. You can't just leave them there, because if you turn your back on them, they'll stab you in the back. I know that's hard to believe, but that'll happen. So we have to come into attack. And if we're going to do that with leading, we just bring our hands up. So this is the type of leading where I would say where I'm activating a defensive reflex in him, but I'm not really going that fast. So I'm just here. And a lot of times when I bring my hands up like that, he'll attack me. If he feels he's being attacked, then he attacks me. And that's what I'm trying to elicit. I'm trying to elicit that attack. And so that I can go ahead, and if I don't get the attack, that's fine. I just go ahead and grab his head and throw him. So that's the second situation. Now, I watch Active Self-Protection a lot, the YouTube channel, and watch those real attacks. And the kind of attack that you see mostly is not these kind, of course, this kind of situation, what I call a karate style situation, is something that happens in freestyle a fair amount. You'll look up and the guy's right there and you have to take him. What happens in Active Self-Protection a lot is that the guy has his knife hidden. He's hidden there, and you're standing there talking to him, and suddenly he attacks you. So you've got to train so that you can respond very quickly when you're within arm's reach of the person. You're close enough that they can sucker punch you, and this could just be a regular sucker punch where we stand here and I suddenly punch at him. But we like to play with the knives. That way he can go ahead and smack me with it. And we know how well what I did worked. If it keeps me from getting touched, it worked pretty well. And then the last situation that we practice with is where he holds a knife on me and threatens me with it. So here, I'm standing here and he's threatening me with a knife, and I say, hey bud, whatever you want, you know, and then I come in and deal with it. So these are 4 situations that we think are important to practice with. And then the 5th thing that is really important is teaching situational awareness. And of course, particularly on these last 2, and particularly on the one where the guy's going to sucker punch you, you have to, if you're not aware of what's happening, if you're talking on your cell phone, or you're daydreaming, or whatever, and somebody attacks you this way, you're in a lot, yeah, like this where I'm talking to you, you're in a lot of trouble. So you have to be, a situational awareness is a very important part of your training.